Hi YouTubers, I'm Emma from Being His Creation and this is my little part of the internet to tell all about my story from broken to blessed and everything in between. Today I'm joined by my husband. This is Keith. Say hi.
Hello.
We're not in a very good place at the moment. You would have seen from my last video that I'd relapsed. Unfortunately on Thursday I suffered a heroin and benzo overdose and nearly died basically, so you might never have had any more videos from me. Fortunately my lovely husband is going to tell his story, saved my life.
Oh yeah, saved your life, man. I had to call that ambulance. I'm not feeling very well right now. I'm also in withdrawal.
Yeah, we're both in withdrawal from
Heroin, crack cocaine,
yeah,
benzos. But we're still using benzos to help us come down.
Yeah, because we got no help.
We've got no help. We went to the services, we went to GP, nothing. Nobody would help us. We tried so hard to get the help we needed. We don't want to be in that position no more. Unfortunately, Emma nearly died, and that was the instigator in both of us getting well. You know, we've both done this pretty much all, haven't we? You know, we've had some tablets to help us, but you know, we've not had the actual dosage.
Of alcohol.
We haven't had the actual dosage because we haven't had the medication to, you know, there's been enough medication really for one, and we've had to divide it between us, haven't we? You know, to get us through. So, you know, I mean, it's been horrific, man. The whole ordeal, £250 a day we were spending. That's £2,000 a week. You know, we don't even earn that ourselves, you know.
We don't get that money.
We did that from April, man, through to July.
£250 a day habit. You know, he was doing like 7-8 bags of heroin, and I was doing 4 or 5. And do you know what the worst thing is I've never touched heroin before in all my life. And all the cycles of addiction that I've been through, I've always avoided heroin, and you know, I don't know what came over me this time, but I tried it and it was just boom, instant addiction. But the withdrawal is horrendous. But we're going to talk about, so you was inspired by the Holy Spirit, weren't you? We've been arguing a lot. We've been having lots and lots of arguments.
On the crack cocaine, you know, the side effects of that is you get to a real crouchy place and start to argue. And you know, to begin with, we didn't, and then suddenly we just started destroying each other, didn't we? Saying things to each other, putting each other down. You know, normally Emma's really nice to me in some areas. Like, she said some stuff to me which really hurt me, and I said some stuff to her which really hurt her. And you know, at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it, man. And then I just felt I was hit Emma, and I had this huge argument. I was hit by the power of the Holy Spirit, and I realised what I'd done to myself and to my wife, because I was the instigating factor of, you know, this relapse. It was my fault. I came in first, and Emma tagged along with me. And I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah, but I had a choice.
It's your choice. But
I had a choice. I did have a choice.
So I'm now really ill. You know, if you're gonna do a heroin detox, I would suggest you go to the services and get the help you need, but they are slow, man.
That's the problem.
They are so slow in getting you the help that, you know, with the amount we were spending, and we were in a critical stage. It was an emergency, and anyone else would have come to our help, you know, if they had the facility to do so. But it doesn't exist. The only place we can go is a drug service, which is a long way.
Really long.
And we wanted out there and then. We wasn't prepared to stay in addiction. We wanted out of addiction, and yet we couldn't get out. You can't just start withdrawal. You can't just withdraw, because that's what we've had to do. You can't just do that. You can't just do that, you know? You can't just do that. You need proper help. You need proper support. But we've had to just do that. We've had to save our lives. To save our lives, man, from certain doom, man, because we were going so deep, taking so much. And ultimately, you know, Emma ended up in hospital and nearly died, and that was a catalyst then of us saying, that's it. Like, the last 3 days for me has been horrific. And you know, I can't walk properly at the moment. I stumble everywhere, and that's got nothing to do with the drugs. We're on minimal drugs really for what we're going through. And you know, my message to anyone out there who's listening to this YouTube clip, that you know, heroin isn't the way. You know, recovery is the way, but going through that transition again, after going through it so many times, it's just, you know, another glitch in the journey. You know, sometimes I want to use I wanted to use a minute ago. I want to go and get a one-on-one and say goodbye to it. And then I said, you ain't saying goodbye, that's saying hello. So I don't know, man.
I've done 5 days, but I had no choice because so my experience is I was laying down in bed. I knew that I'd had a drink, I knew I'd had heroin, and I took a Valium, and I was laying down in bed, and then I heard all this commotion, and I heard Keith shouting and crying, and I thought, what is going on? And as I opened the bedroom door, which funnily enough I'd put a 10-kilo kettlebell behind, you know, to keep him out, to stop us arguing really. And the paramedics were charging up the stairs to see me, and I was like, what do you want to see me for? There's nothing wrong with me. And they said, well, we need to see you, want to check your obs. And I was like, no, you've got it all wrong. I said, it's my husband you need to see, because he's in some kind of crazy psychosis right now. Which you were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'd see me not breathing, hadn't you?
Yeah.
And he was crying and, you know, begging and pleading for help and everything. And they checked my obs, and, you know, I'm sat up just fine, and they checked my obs and they said, well, we're really, really concerned about what we can see. We're concerned about your heart rhythm. We're concerned about your oxygen levels. So we want you to go into hospital. And I was like, oh. And I said, can Keith, you know, I'll go if Keith goes. And you was happy to go because I was going, weren't you?
I want to go anyway. I want to get help.
Yeah.
I want help, man.
And we thought we would. Yeah, so that's another thing, going back to the sirens. We've had, we must have cost the Silvers thousands really in that 1 week leading up to the event, wasn't it? Calling the police out because of psychoses, and ambulances out because of, you know.
Psychosis.
Yeah.
It was all about psychosis. The police were coming out because we was arguing. Yeah. And you were throwing the police on me because I was going too mental. I was going really, really mad at you. And because I was on crack cocaine, it was like, rah, raging. I didn't even know I was doing it. It's only through hindsight I realised it, and I broke down. When I broke down before the Lord, and I cried my eyes out, and I realised what I'd done to us, how I'd led us in the wrong direction. And I'm really sorry I did. I wished I could have changed it. I didn't even know I was going down that route. So much was going on. So much is going on. It's so hard to even begin to comprehend the actual reality of where this may lead. So, you know, this is just a beginning again for Emma and I. And, you know, where this leads, only God knows, but I pray. We're 43 now, man. We ain't getting no younger. You know, we're lucky to get away with what we got away with. You know, we're lucky. I'm lucky to be alive, man. I was
both
still
lucky to be alive.
Don't know how I was still standing. But with everything that happens, with the amount we cost the services through police and ambulances, they could have helped us. They could have helped us, you know.
We begged and begged and begged for help.
No one helped us.
excuse us smoking. I don't know if we're allowed to smoke on YouTube videos, but hey, do you know what? It's our videos are tough. This is it. I've started smoking again. Only a little bit.
A little bit. He's on 20 Benson edges the other day.
Yeah, but I'm not now on my back on a nicotine spray mostly. So if my daughter or my son sees this, I'm really sorry about the smoking and the drinking, but this is what we need to get through it. So so going back to the incident, when the ambulance people said that they wanted me to go into hospital, I said I'll go if Keith goes, and he was willing to go. But I felt fine. I wasn't in my right mind at all. I took another 20 milligram of Valium while the services were there, apparently. So I was then on 30 milligram Valium, probably 4 bags of heroin. I'd been drinking alcohol, and I'd had pregabalin as well, which is a very, very dangerous concoction. And Keith warned me right from the start. He was like, you can't mix downers with heroin because it's dangerous. But I just wasn't in my right mind. I'd gone cuckoo completely. Anyway, I got in the ambulance with my breadstick, didn't I? I got a baguette out of the fridge because I was really hungry, and I was sat in the ambulance eating my breadstick. And then the next thing I know, I'm in hospital. And I'd gone. And I could hear them, they'd wake me up. And they were looking at my eyes and saying, no, there's nothing. And I remember like vaguely lying back down. But Keith's got more to say about it because he was more of a witness.
Well, I just see them give Emma and Naloxone, and she just went into some withdrawal. And she was climbing the walls, man. She's a brave lady for what she went through. She went through so much. And I've got a lot of respect for her for what she went through, man. I don't know what that was like. I mean, luckily I've been dosed up, I've been taking sleeping tablets really. So I don't know what the first day was like, but I sweat my head off. Did I? Was I sleep sweating? Really badly?
Really badly.
Did I?
Yeah.
How long did I sleep for then?
24 hours.
Yeah. What happened when I woke up?
And you got back to sleep after you had your meds. So we've been self-medicating our way through this, but basically in hospital they had to give me a naloxone infusion. So naloxone completely blocks the opioid receptors, but they had to give me an infusion because if they took me off the infusion I went back under again. So I had this permanent drip of naloxone going through my body, and I was in withdrawal, and I was writhing, like climbing the bed, writhing around, screaming. The pain, it was like fire inside my body that I could not get rid of, and it was agony. For the first 24 hours I was like that. You know, I'd get a little bit of reprieve of sleep if I prayed, please. I was going, Jesus, please just get me to sleep, and I'd have like a little sleep. But then they'd come and wake me up just to make sure that I hadn't gone under, which really annoyed me. But the naloxone was awful. It was awful. So I was in hospital for Thursday, Friday, and then I ran away Saturday, didn't I? Ran away. It was 2 days.
You escaped convict.
Yeah, 2 days in there. It was the most hideous experience of my life. I couldn't concentrate on anything, so I couldn't like distract myself with my phone. I couldn't get comfortable because every part of me hurt. They was giving me paracetamol and ibuprofen, which was mild relief, but that was all they could give me. And this, like, I had quite a big habit really. I developed quite a big habit in a short space of time. And it really is the most excruciating, uncomfortable, painful, miserable, humbling experience I've ever had in my life. It was just so, and every 2 hours I'd start puking as well, and I had nothing in my stomach to puke, so it was bright yellow bile and blood coming up, and every couple of hours I needed to go the other way as well, and that was bile coming out the other end. It was disgusting. If anybody's seen Train Spotting, then you'll know what I'm on about. So Saturday came, and you'd been in a bit of a psychosis, haven't you? Texted me. So Saturday came, and I'd managed to get them to taper me off the drip, off the naloxone. And then I said to them that I want to discharge myself, and they said, oh, you know, we want to keep you in all weekend really. And I was like, I'm not staying in here all weekend, I can't do that, I need to go home. So I literally, when he was looking, I got dressed, my white t-shirt that I had was soaked through, so I had to nick a hospital blanket. I still had the cannula in my hand. I put the blanket round me, grabbed my bags and ran away from hospital, like literally ran away. Like, made it out the doors, down the corridors, out the front of the hospital, crossed over the road, sat in a bus stop, and I'd seen this white cab go past, and I phoned up the cab company, told them where I was, and they said, yeah, we've got one that's just round the corner from you, she'll be there any minute, which I know was God blessed. And I was freezing. And yeah, so I ran away from hospital, and we've been detoxing at home ever since, haven't we? And it's been hideous. Yeah. It is awful, you know, you can't, the energy, you get a little bit of energy.
Freezing.
Freezing and boiling.
Legs, knees killing.
Oh, yeah. Everything hurts, everything hurts.
So I'll go back to bed now. When we finish this, I'm going to go back to bed.
Yeah. So sorry that you're seeing me smoking and drinking on the screen. As you know, that's not normally me. I do still love the Lord, and it is only...
I love the Lord too.
It is only by the grace of God that we are getting through this.
Amen.
Because we have no help. Kiefer's phoned, he phoned the drug and alcohol services, he has to speak to the manager, he's phoned doctors, he's phoned people in America, haven't you? He's been begging for help, and nobody has been there to help us. But we didn't want to be, you know, that was a wake-up call, man. I could have died. Obviously God's got better plans for me, but that was a wake-up call, a serious wake-up call. And it sucks that the alcohol and drug services, they turn their back on us. And now they still want us to go to our scripting appointments, you know, like they're going to try and put us on methadone or something like that. We ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. We are getting through this. We are. We are. But my advice to anybody thinking of trying heroin, just please don't. I became a drug addict first when I was 17 years old, possibly 16, yeah. And I've had, my lifetime has been on and off of drugs. And I never ever touched heroin because I always thought if I did, I'd be a statistic. And that nearly happened. I was nearly a statistic. And that scares me. And I want to live. I want to live.
I live too.
I want to live, I want to follow the Lord. I want my children to be proud of me. I want my parents to be proud of me. I've caused so much hurt and pain. Well, we both have, haven't we? Caused a lot of hurt and pain to each other, to my family. So I'm sorry for that family. Pardon you. I'm sorry for that family if you're watching. Oh, this is really hard work. So, you know, my advice to you is just don't touch heroin, but also at the same time, if you do, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't mix it with other stuff. Just don't. It ain't worth it. Drugs ain't worth it. So you'd be pleased to know that, you know, alright, we're drinking at the moment, we are taking some tablets to help us withdraw, then we'll be tapering off that. So what, 2 weeks we should be clean, shouldn't we? Properly clean.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah.
Doing this all by ourselves with the grace of God. You know, He's got us. He'll never leave us or forsake us. He's holding us. He's caring for us. He's bringing us through this. Only him. So, yeah, that's about it, isn't it? Yeah.
We will get through this.
We will get through this. So
We will get through this.
thank you for welcoming my husband. He's not looking his best. He's normally a fitty. You are a fitty. But he's not looking his best at the moment, and neither am I. I think I've been wearing this t-shirt for about 3 days, so that's not fun. The one thing that's also got me through it, well, he's been sleeping for the first couple of days, is I've been watching The Chosen, which is a program about the life of Jesus, and it's free on YouTube. You can stream it for free on YouTube, and I would recommend it. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's had me in tears the whole time. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for all your support. If you like this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell, because that helps other people. That helps the video to reach other people. And
Real talk.
yeah, this is real talk.
Real talk.
This yeah, that will help. That will help the video reach other people, and if we can help just one person, you know, through sharing our experience, then that'll be good. But if ever you find yourself in a situation where you are desperate to get off something, it is possible. It is possible to do it at home. You shouldn't really. You should get medical help. But if it's a long thing that you're waiting for,
We have had medication, haven't we?
yeah,
So we have had medication. We haven't done it raw.
no.
Not really. We've had some help.
Well, I did it raw for the first 2
Well,
days.
yeah.
Honestly,
Vulnerable.
if ever you've seen the film Ghostbusters, right? You know the woman, I don't know what her name is, but the woman with the long curly hair in it. You know, there's a scene where she's like on the bed, like pinned down by an invisible force, and she's like, like writhing about like that. And then there's another scene, and she sits up and she goes, Zoom. That's what I was like in hospital. I was just screaming in pain, like, ah! It was awful. So I did do, and all they would give me was paracetamol and ibuprofen, which I guess it did help, but at the same time it didn't. So
we're going to go now.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please comment below. Love hearing from you. Thank you again for all your support. And our next video, hopefully you'll be in it again. You'll see us healthy and out the other
One
side.
thing I've learned about all of this is the girl I love, man. And I love her. And I am going to love her from now on. I am going to love her. Right now. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to cut that bit out.
No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it.
Oh no, let's go.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.